the environment we live in. Totally.
That's true.
Yeah.
Are you
You know,
familiar?
your baseline is here. So when it gets to be cold, you know, it doesn't seem cold to me because that might be my baseline in
Right,
Alberta. Yeah.
right. Yeah. You're hardier there than we are here, I guess. But yeah, my son just
Well,
is flying this morning to Malaysia. I
oh,
wish
okay.
I wish I was going.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone for.
What part?
He's flying to Kuala Lumpur, but he has a friend who has a kind of like a resort on the ocean. So he's going to be spending a fair bit of time there. He used to go
Yeah.
there a lot because his former girlfriend is from Malaysia. So
Ah, yeah.
he's going to a place he really likes, and he hasn't been anywhere in a long time. And so he's gone for 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Good.
just the cat and I.
Yeah.
Cat. It's his cat. The cat is the cat is very confused.
Right. Yeah. Where's dad?
Dad. Oh, so yeah, I'm my Cardano has dropped down. It's not quite less than when I started. So, and I know from being, I'm glad I was on the call, and I really put a small amount in just to have it as an exercise of seeing what I could tolerate. So, and I'm confident that it's going to go back up again. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like,
We are experiencing a lot of whiplash right now in the market. You were going to say something.
no, that's what I was going to say. It was like it's dropping like a stone.
Oh, I know. I was watching some of that occur and with the Bitcoin and the Ethereum because I have a little bit of Canadian cash that I just keep on hand for like more of a lateral flexibility. But what I do is that I just swap it in and out of cryptos real fast.
Right.
So I can push buttons and sell it right away. I don't even have to wait for transaction fees or anything like that. So what I do is that whenever I see that kind of thing, I take that little cash that I've got like on hand and I just quickly switch it. And I did. And I managed to make like a good 20-30% yesterday. It wasn't much. I moved $100, right? But I mean, that $100 made $30.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's going up instead of down.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're clearly a pro at this, but you've spent a lot of time.
It is. It's more just recognizing the opportunity and just knowing what to do, having a plan, really. Yeah. My plan was if this drops, I'm going to buy some more. And I had a feeling that we would see one more dip. And really, I figured it out too. At first, I was like, why is it so volatile? Because I hadn't seen that really. Yes, volatility I've seen, but not like that. Not on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And sure enough, looking into it, it's people are emotional. That's what it is. People are just emotional. And what's happening is all of the markets are really not sure what the heck Trump is doing with all these tariffs. And so there's insecurity.
Yeah.
And so we don't know. Today, though, there is an announcement being made by one, I can't remember his name or his role, but he's I can't remember his name either, but he's one of Trump's picks for the administration for finance. I don't think he's like a finance minister, but he's right. Doing a talk today because and it's anticipated that he will make some significant announcements about crypto and the American strategy for economic growth and how it's tying in with crypto. It's expected because he's been a proponent for crypto for a long time. It seems like Trump is very warmed up to the idea of incorporating crypto. And so that's what's happening. We're seeing this here, like this little dip here, as kind of like that last ditch effort to get as much as the cheaper prices as the institutions can. Oh, and Audrey made it. So yeah, that's the bigger thing. These tariffs are wreaking havoc. Every time Trump opens his mouth, I kind of go like, what's going to happen to the market now? Because whatever he says is having a huge effect on it. He talks and markets go one way or the other.
It's crazy. Wow.
For an hour. And then they stop and then they come back. It's like, come on, guys, just get on with it. You know?
It's crazy. It's really crazy.
It is.
Yeah, I've been reading some interesting stuff. There's I can't remember his last name on Substack. Julius, he's a Canadian. If you're interested, and I've just been reading about his take on Trump and what he's saying in regards to Canadian history, and it's really quite interesting. So I'll send you the link if you want to read it, or send you.
Yeah, please. That'd be awesome.
I think it's right up your alley, so I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Is it talking about like the formation of Canada and the Balfour Declaration and Westminster? Yeah, okay.
But this particular author writer is really a genius. Like I thought he touched on a lot of things that I hadn't considered in the other stuff I've read. So I'll send it to you anyway.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Put it in the Telegram.
Oh yeah, that's right. You could put it in Telegram if you wanted, Denise.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Share it with the group.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll look at charts because I haven't looked at charts here for a few days. We're going to look at some charts today. If you have any assets that you want me to check out, throw them in chat for those of you that are tuning in. And if for those of you joining me live in the studio, you can just pop up, put your hand up, or speak up. That sprang over. Yeah. 23rd of December. It's literally going the opposite direction. There you have it. My market analysis on silver is inaccurate. We still might experience this. Again, lots of momentum is building and we're not coming back to touch this line. So be mindful that this price action as it climbs up and strays further and further from that average 200, the likelihood of a retracement coming back to meet us up there goes up. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Now, with gold reaching new highs, there's also, with gold reaching new highs, this is going to be an interesting couple of weeks, I think. Honestly, let's go back to the daily chart. Yeah, so this rising motion here, this is indicative of people having less faith in fiat. And here's Dow Jones, the fiat market, still holding its own, bumping up against this all-time high. So even though the faith in the fiat has gone down as indicated by the amount that gold is going up, we are still seeing a lot of money being poured into the fiat markets. And I believe that this is due to the inflation. It's going to continue, folks. We're not out of this yet. In order for this to be properly supported, America is at a point in their history where they typically, their pattern has been to declare war. And by declaring war, they garner more investment. The economy usually goes up. Again, this is the pattern that the United States has displayed in the past. So I expect it. I expect the United States to go to war. And I have a feeling that they're going to be going in. Right now, we're seeing it show up in trade wars. Those trade wars are what provided, are definitely contributing to the volatility that we see in these markets. Yesterday, even the crypto 30 index dipped below 20,000. Dipped below and then came right back up to the lower end of this range, this consolidation range. Notice how this was. We were consolidating back and forth in this range, and we drove down, far down. Let's see what this is here. I think this is like a 23, 27, 26% drop, and then just comes right back with a 20% return back to the range. Fascinating. Bitcoin. This chart here tells a greater story. Of course, since the election, we've come up and we've been ranging within this area for quite some time. And really, when you think about it, I drew this little range, this little purple range. But the fact of the matter is, the full range looks like this. So we haven't broken formation with Bitcoin. In fact, the tiny little mini trend that we saw happen with these highs and lows getting progressively lower, we broke out of that and actually stayed up on top of this downward trend the whole time. What does that mean? It means we're actually on an uptick. It's simply, we've got this range, this lower range right here that's providing the most support. Will this be the bottom? Time will tell. If we drop, I do see it coming down. I do see it coming down. If it were to drop, I'm not saying it will for sure drop, but if it drops, I could see it coming back to test this line, because that's where the next support is. Let's just zoom out a little bit. There we go. That's where the next support is. You follow that dotted line, you can see there's the support. Could very well drop to this. This is 76. I don't think it will, but we have to be aware of the fact that this consolidation range here could very well call for more people to panic and sell their positions. Those orders are going to need to be filled. And also take into consideration how far we are from that 200 line. So we could very well grab this 200 line just to test it one more time before the bubble continues. So be mindful. Ethereum. Ethereum is a different story, isn't it? Doesn't look the same as Bitcoin. In fact, it looked for support close to $2,000. What did it drop down to? Yeah, $2,050 is what it dropped. And it was just a few days ago on Sunday, it was still above 3,000. So it lost a third of its value and then recovered right away, all within a day. In fact, if we take a look at the 2-hour chart, we can see it with greater detail. We were falling and falling and falling. And as soon as we got out of this consolidation range, that's why I mark these things, so that we can see where this price action takes manifest. And here we go. Big candle, lots of little candles leading up to it, but then all of a sudden, big candle, let's get out below this thing and drive this market down. So in a period of 8 hours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 hours, 12 hours, we lost all that value. And how much? 32%, 33%. Only to come right back up again, 35%. This, my friends, is what I was kind of watching. Some of you have been following our community privately. You kind of know how my finances are set up. Well, I've got ShakePay. ShakePay is one of the apps that I use as a bridge, bringing money back and forth from fiat to cryptos. And in ShakePay, when this happened, I had a bunch of Canadian dollars sitting in my account because I sold it when it was up here because it was up against the top of this line. It was at the top of this line, so I sold my Ethereum. The price dropped, and it was somewhere, I don't know where it was exactly, but somewhere along in that drop, I bought. I took that Canadian dollars and I bought some Ethereum. It wasn't much, it's like $100, but that purchase is already up like 20-30%. It's like $30 I made with that $100. So those are the types of movements that you can appreciate on small scale, or if you want to watch the charts even more, you can do it on a larger scale, watching all of your assets. Every single time you see a high point, go ahead and sell. No, maybe not the whole thing, just a little bit. And then use that to buy again when the price dips. The price will dip. We see these corrections all the time. And that's all this was. A correction. If we zoom back out, let's go to the weekly chart here. Here's the weekly chart. Coming back to today. Look at that. This chart now, remember how I talked about how the large time frames govern the high time frames? On the weekly chart, this price range has been fluctuating since November of 2023. So what we're seeing here, literally for the last 2 years, essentially a year and a little bit, is this up and down movement. So we haven't broken formation with Ethereum. If we zoom into a daily chart, it looks like we did. Oh, we broke formation. But if you look at the weekly chart, we haven't. Things are actually very good. In fact, all we saw was the price come down and find support at this right there in April of 2023. So we're now at that support. So even though we had this crash and people are concerned, but people got very concerned. Some of the, Audrey is saying that everything is black. Well, that just doesn't suit. I wonder what's up with that. Denise, are you able to see everything okay?
Yes, I can.
In the studio?
Yeah, I can see everything, you and the charts, but I had to refresh because something happened and everything went black. But now so maybe
okay. Maybe Audrey. Okay, yeah, Audrey says it's good now. Okay, good. So as much as it crashed, and a lot of the people, especially when you looked at what the conversations going on Twitter, so many people thought this was the end. In fact, in TradingView, when I pulled up the news, is that in here? Yeah. No, that is not where I saw the news. I saw the news. This was on my phone when I was looking at it yesterday. When this dropped, the news was talking about, is this the end of cryptos? Oh, is this the end of the altcoin season? Are we going back to 2022 levels? Like, it was wild, the conversations that were occurring. And I was laughing at myself because the language was creating such an emotionality of fear around the losses. I know, just as well as a lot of other people, that people who panic in those cases, they always lose. They always lose out. Don't ever panic on these kinds of things. This is where that ice in your blood needs to be cultivated and nurtured, even chilled. You need to turn up the refrigerator. When you look at this from a larger time frame, we actually don't see a crash at all. The only time you see a crash is when you're just focused in on the short term. We're not in a crash. This is not even close to being over. As Denise was saying, I know, even though, I'm slightly below in Cardano, I'm slightly below where I got started. Yeah, but you're in a really good position. Most people sold what they have now, and they're waiting until they see the price actually go above here before they buy again. They're going to be missing out on 30% of their entire growth. 30% of their growth. Well, if you've got $1,000 and you want to 5x that sucker, it's going to take you to 5, right? But if you're missing out on 30% of your growth because you sold out down here and you're waiting until you see evidence of it coming back again, that $5,000 that you think you can get, that's gone now. Now you're taking $1,500 off your profit simply because you panicked when things got a little bit dicey. Yes, we broke out. We went down below even the trend line, right? The trend line got blown out, but it was only a matter of hours. Look at what happened. Took 12 hours for it to drop, and it only took 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another 12 hours for it to come right back into our range for the trend. So again, great if you can catch these things, but I don't try to do that. I just try to look at things from a very long perspective. The time frames that I watch are the long ones. I want to be in some trades for 2-3 years. That would be awesome. I think that we're going to see those kinds of trades be made later on in this year. Maybe in the summer or in the fall, we'll be taking trades that last for 2 or 3 years till the next cycle. But this is fun because those little dips in the market, that's where we kind of shake off the people that aren't supposed to come with us. It's kind of that happening. Also, we're just grabbing more positions. Look at that. It dropped down to almost 50 cents. Is that right? Where's that bar? Let's zoom right in on it. There we go. 51 cents. 51 cents. Last time we saw that was in November, right after the election. The election came up, boom, we hit that 50-cent mark and kind of hovered there. Well, that now has become support. We broke out of this triangle. Remember how I have been talking about this? I've been saying the opening of the triangle is usually the same size as the breakout. So here's the opening of the triangle. The opening of the triangle is 42%. It broke out of the triangle and fell. Look at that, 48%, 47%. If we take from this range here, because this is the range, that's probably the 42. Yep, there you go, 42%, 41.96% drop. Oh yeah, that's the size of the opening of the wedge. So what do we learn from this? Again, we're looking at the 2-hour chart. Looks like a crash, doesn't it? But let's go to the daily. We're not crashing at all. A crash would have brought us down below these levels. Let's look at the weekly. Not even close to a crash. Just a blip. We call this a banker's candle. Goes down, comes right back. We're back in the game, folks. We're a little bit lower than the 2024 all-time high. Whoop-de-doo. But we've got a good position here. Look at this support. Look at that. That's support there. That's support there. In the past, this was a major pivot point. If we were to zoom in on this here. Amazing. Amazing chart. Looking great. Solana. Barely noticed it. In fact, the day they crashed, they didn't even come down to meet the previous low. Solana, very interesting. Injective token had a crash on the 2-hour chart, but again, going back to the weekly chart, strong chart. So ready. Look at this. It's back at its opening price from 2021. At the opening price. That's its support right now. Fantastic. Fetch. Same idea. Look at this weekly chart, beautifully growing as time goes on. Zoom in on the 2-hour chart, looks like a crash, but it's not. This is simply the asset going on sale one more time for all of us. Polygon, same idea. On the weekly chart, we're actually pretty low. We are at the lowest that's ever been. But I'm not too worried, and the reason why is because I know this is the gaming bubble. This is where the gaming bubble will come into play. Destra, on the weekly chart, no crash visible at all. Daily chart, not even. All we did was retest this old consolidation range back in the day. That's all we did. But that's pretty nice. Prices definitely dropped down to where I bought back in September, June. Finding support and bouncing back 0 by 0. Also, strong weekly chart. Very strong weekly chart. Daily, still strong as well. It didn't even experience the same volatility that the rest of the coins have over the last few days. PAL, a little bit of a dip that we saw. It definitely even tempted the support that was broken on that big dip that we saw back in November. But still showing formation because of these higher highs up here. This lower being higher than this low, we're in formation for this bull run. WorldCoin, big drop here. That's all right. It's not the worst. This is definitely bringing us back to the support shortly after it started, 2023. Neural, also dipping, finding support very quickly, coming right back the next day. Beam, also dipping as low as it's ever been. In fact, right now, Beam is probably one of the best buys you could get because coming back right now, today, I'm making this call. Beam is an incredible buy. It dipped down below previous support, came right back to find it at 1.1 cents. Take this back to the all-time high and you've got a 250% return. FAR. Oh yeah, FAR drops too. Continues to drop, bringing lower prices. So I'm down big time in FAR. FAR, I got back in this area here, if I remember correctly. I'm going to go ahead and pull that. So I've lost 70% in my holdings on FAR. Am I worried? Nope. Why? Because I'm going to buy some more, first of all. Make that 70% back the whole time. No problem. Because I'll just buy the same. I'll buy, whatever this was, probably around $300 or $500 or something like that is when the position that I got. I'm going to get another $300 or $400 now. Why? Because when I come back, I'll have made that money again twice. And then going to the all-time high, even more. It's on sale. Superverse, also finding some support from back in 2024, mid 2024 support. And even the support that was found in December 2023. Great position. Look at, I just can't believe it. Look at how beautiful this is. Clear pool. A little bit of a dip, coming right back though. See how this really didn't do much? Non-playable coin. Showed a little bit of a dip, but not much, did it? It was already at long-term support. And then SPX 6900. This one dipped down below that dollar point, came back down previous. It's actually below the support from previous support. So we are now below, and that's okay. Hanging out here is a good place to be, especially when you can take into consideration that from here to the all-time high is another 115%. So yes, it lost a lot of value, lost 50% of its value, but that just means you can get it back again. And if you bought in, like I bought in here, I bought around $1, somewhere in there. I did not sell it at the high. I could have, but I didn't. And so I'm down 64%, right? Or I went down 64%. Right now, I'm down 53% from the all-time high, but I'm also only 18% down from where I got in. So even though I didn't sell here, I'm actually not that down, and I'm not that concerned either. The amount of work that's being done within the SPX 6900 community is absolutely staggering. And so I look forward to seeing some more stuff from that. Okay, cool. Well, that's it for charts. That's all I'm going to share for charts. Yeah, tariffs that wreaked some havoc on the markets, sure, but overall, we're not phased by this. Remember, zoom out. If it looks scary, if it looks like a disaster, try the weekly chart or try the daily chart, and you'll see things in a better perspective. And the conclusion that I've come to is that we didn't actually experience a bubble, a little decline at all. Yes, the price action went down, but in the big scheme of things, coming back. Oh, there goes that. Let's bring this going back. Ethereum is a great example. People are complaining about how much Ethereum is in the tank. In the tank? Look at that chart. That's not in the tank. That's poised and ready to go. Remember, also, oh, I got to hang now. Also, remember that with Ethereum, the big corporations, all of the cell phone companies, water companies, gas companies, all of your monthly bills, the title to the land that you live on or the building that you're living in, everything is being tokenized. And it's going to be tokenized using Ethereum as a backing. I don't agree with it, but this is where it's going. And so we position our wealth where the money's going. That's how we win this game. So right now, Ethereum, even though everybody's complaining about it and how much it sucks, is poised to hit 10 grand. I think it'll easily hit $10,000 this year. And looking at the chart, you can see just how positioned it is for that. So that's it for today, market analysis. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and bring people onto the stage. Let's chat about this. And yeah, there we go. Oh, Audrey has company. Hi, how's it going?
Good, and yourself?
You made it to Mexico really fast. I just saw you last week. I'm just kidding.
I know, I'm quick. I fly.
Awesome.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
She's getting ready for work.
Yep. Good
I'm
stuff.
like, what the heck is this? I was at plus 25 a couple days ago, and now I'm at like minus 25. What the heck?
Yeah. You got a 50-degree difference between one
I
day.
did.
You experienced a crash.
I did. I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh, it's chilly.
I'm here at Deb's because I couldn't get my car started.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of
Wow.
course.
I tried to plug it in. There's a whole different story behind that one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes it, you crash and you have to burn for a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It looks like you're holed up. You're holed up.
Good place to be held up, though.
Yeah. And you're also hodling up too. Hodling, they call it, or well, hodling. And that did I ever tell you the story behind that?
No.
All right, so I'm going to put this up here. This is the term that got coined back, I don't know, 2016, 2017, I think. Somebody did a typo. The markets were going crazy and Bitcoin was going to go up to the moon and everything. And this guy, the price went down and this guy said, no, I'm holding. But instead of spelling hold, he spelled hodl. He spelt it hodl. And that just became a word after that, almost a meme in the industry. So now whenever I reference it, I sometimes throw it in there when I spell it. I'm holding here. No, I'm holding. And yeah, you're hodling some cryptos, but you're definitely holding out. in, yeah, getting home is cold. Stay safe. Stay safe. I did do a mountain trip on Sunday.
Oh,
That was quite something. I'm grateful that the national parks actually have signs letting you know that the road conditions are poor. So I was able to mentally prepare myself for that trip. But yeah, there were a lot of places there where snow plows just don't go. They just don't go. And who knows how long it takes for them to clear it up. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I love those. I love that kind of drive.
nice. Awesome. Well, I'm going to go.
Yeah. Have a good rest of the day. I'm going to take a break too. And then Denise, you and I are on with the Dragon Ladies in half an hour. Yeah. Good stuff.
We'll see you
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. So
awesome. Awesome.
Okay.
We'll see you later. Folks, for those of you that are still tuned in, I encourage you to connect with our community. manknownaspaul.com/connect. You can join our Telegram there. You can also follow me on X and on YouTube. And also, please, if you would like, you can book an appointment with me as well. There in that meeting for 30 minutes or so, we'll talk about where you're at economically, what it is that you want to accomplish, and the different solutions that I see that can help get you there. So you can connect with me there, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See you later.